Kevin, we are here at Spicy Talk in Amsterdam, and you just had you just got a very, very nice feedback from the audience here the third day of the show. What is Spicy Talks about?
Well, Spicy Talks is about bringing our partners, customers, staff together to create this really big community, which we call our customers Spicy Stars. We have our Spicy Talks, and it's about creating a platform where we share our vision, where we share what we've been doing, but also where customers share their stories and everybody's networking, and I think it's wonderful.
And though it is the last day, still that you still keep tension from people, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, of course. I mean, it might be the last days. We might have lost a couple of people overnight.
You can't guarantee that.
We can't guarantee that, but no, I mean, there is networking going on to the last minute. I mean, they just came over and said, can you meet this guy, they want to talk. But that's good. The buzz doesn't stop. I mean, it's like people are empowered, they're full of ideas. Even last night during the network event, people were still exchanging IDs, and it was just, it just keeps on growing.
So what type of people are here? I mean, because when you just come from the outside, is it just geeks, or is it?
No. So basically, we bring together 4 groups of people. So they're all around. They're either a brand, and we're talking major brands, major international brands. They're printers, small, big. They're packaging and label guys, and there is agencies. And we try to bring those 4 together because we believe that they're all key actors in what we do.
And talking about key actors, I mean, you just told me before camera was officially turned on, Jan, that there was actually tremendous growth in Chile right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're talking double-digit growth all over the company. I mean, the last 6 months we hired probably 20 people, so it's really going fast.
So the growth, is that due to an increased demand in the market for the kind of service that you provide in general, or is it just like that your company is also maturing? Or
well, I mean, it's a combination of everything. I mean, obviously we didn't start yesterday, we started a couple of years ago, but it's all about that digital transformation. I talked about it during the keynote. Everybody is trying to complete their digital transformation roadmap. And the Universal Graphics Engine, how we rebranded it here, is truly a solution that helps either marketeers, printers, labels, brand owners to complete that digital transformation journey. It's a complex one. We are only a part of the solution, but we're an important part of the solution. And I don't see any. And at the end of the day, everything is driven, top down, because it's always the Fortune 500 who start with initiatives, and then it ripples down, to service provider and so on. But everybody is trying to complete their digital transformation. It's not easy, and you need good technology, and we're a very important component there.
I was just thinking, because when you have this double-digit growth, is that of course that puts a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, because there will be more people relying on your products and services. Does that also require some changes in how you organize your partnerships and how you see your business models developing, and this kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, the business model is very simple. We're a software company. Okay, we breed technology. That's what we do. What we do is form a lot of partnerships. We do try to make sure that there is quality assurance on those partnerships. We just hired Pete, who's a full-time strategic alliance partner, because we partner with so many solutions out there: workflow, PIM, DAM, MIS, you name it, and it's really important. Is it changing the way we're doing business? A little bit. I mean, obviously the scale is becoming larger. We have to make sure that we bring that stability, which we've been doing the past years, and we'll continue on doing that, and make sure that whenever we release new iterations of our software, it's well taught and it allows our customers to move forward.
I listened to actually Pete's presentation about your pitch on partnerships, and I liked it a lot. Of course, I think that the logics that he presented on screen with that you have like a screening, and you have like, it's not like for just a short-term business opportunity. It seems like for genuine interest for your side to have a long-term partnership with your partners, right? But I was just wondering, because you also participate in a lot of events from a lot of different companies, and I was just wondering, I mean, are you able to deliver on that, on those promises that you give? I mean, is that like more like a starting point? I mean, do you understand what I mean?
What's important is when we form a partnership is that it's a true partnership, and that there is some substance behind it, but also that there is rules that when something goes wrong with the partnership, we know how to solve it. It's almost like a marriage, right? You know, there's a contract.
Don't know anything about that.
I'm not yet. You know, it's like having the reason why you put a contract in place is because you have rules when you have to separate. Yeah. And Pete talked a little bit about that, and I think it's important that as a customer, you know, okay, I'm getting into this. I'm doing it with a couple of partners because that's the way that today you're completing that digital transformation is by taking best of breed of technologies or companies and assembling them. And it might always be that in a few years there's one component, you know, that you need to, that needs to change or evolve. Yeah. But as long as you're prepared for that, then it'll be fine.
That was actually one of the things I found very nice from the presentation, because, you know, sometimes it's more fun at events to talk about the engagement period, about the marriage, about the happy years, and then it's not always so pleasant to talk about. But I actually think that it's really a professional approach. But when he was starting his presentation, he said that you can either buy solutions or you can build solutions, and then he formed the third option as a partnership, as an introduction to the partnership program that you revealed, right? And I was just wondering, and that was why I was asking if that has your growth and the way that you work is changing because of your growth and because when you put that as a third option, it seems to me like that is a change.
Well, maybe you're right. I mean, maybe I didn't think it through like you just did, because what we do see changing is that maybe somebody started as a customer and then evolves into a partner.
And now you have a second approach, because you also in your presentation separated the fact that you can have a commercial relationship where you can be a customer with you, but you can also be a partner, and they don't need to necessarily be mixed together, right? I mean,
no, they don't, but they could. You know, and often they are actually. And what we see is that now, you know, the end customer. So if we have, let's say, service agency, the end customer wants us next on the table, you know, to make sure that the project is going to be delivered with success. And I think that's a big change.
So with the change that apparently is going on anyway, do you still expect there's like a growth potential for Chili Publishing?
Of course. Yeah. Well, I mean,
otherwise you wouldn't be here, right?
Well, I mean, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have VCs that stepped into the company, you know, 11 months ago. The potential is enormous, and we are still only at the beginning of our journey. And the potential is even bigger when you look at the concept that we launched 2 days ago here, which is this new category that we want to claim to better explain what we're doing, which is the Universal Graphics Engine. And if you look at that word cloud that we designed, which was on screen, you saw that, right? Yeah. Where we say, look, Chili Publisher can do automated label generation, can do customized packaging, editing, can do branded collateral creation or personalization or mass customization. All those applications are valid, and our customers have been building for that. And if you start thinking about all the applications, then you start to realize the full potential of a product like Chili Publisher.
But I've never doubted about that. I've known you for many years, also before you and I met a couple of years ago. But I was just wondering, because I mean, and that's why I'm asking about this responsibility towards the market and the customers, and the changes in what I see as a little bit of a change in your way of actually organizing your customers and your partners, and because I was just thinking that isn't there a kind of obstacle how to reach that potential? Because I mean, people should know. I mean, your software becomes more and more complex. The market in general becomes more and more complex. So I guess that it requires a lot of more communication, a lot of more effort from everybody involved in that, to understand the full potential, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. And again, that's why, I mean, organizing this event was a really tough one, in a sense that it wasn't tough getting people here. It was tough because we were constantly challenging us the last 12 months. How can we explain our story more simple? And that's why we said, you know, we always claim to be an online document editor, which was fine, which we are a good online document editor. But we said, okay, how can I drive a conversation and make people understand that it's so much more? So that's why we said we have to recall it a Universal Graphics Engine. And we believe that a Universal Graphics Engine, or UGE, will become an essential part of a company's ecosystem, just like they have a CRM system, just like they have maybe a DAM solution, just like maybe they have a PIM solution or e-commerce platform. We are an essential component that will allow you to generate your graphic output, whatever that graphic output is, digital, print, packaging.
But I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I think that I think it's a brilliant way of seeing the potential and how to actually make sure that the software is seen as a major component in any communication and any actually also just production. I mean, but I'm still saying that you can't. In my opinion, you can't make something that is so complex, and you then on one aspect you simplify the communication of it, because the decision makers, the ones that are going to invest in Chile and your partners and the full potential of Chile, I think they just need a lot of information and also some kind of courage to actually see the potential and use it. I mean,
absolutely. But of course, again, this is something I talked about 2 days ago. We're in the fourth wave of this industrial revolution. The good news is there's a lot of potential to disrupt. The bad news is it becomes much more complex. Yeah. I mean, certain things are industrialized so much. Yeah. Think about posting an ad on Facebook or on LinkedIn. Anybody can do it. You can target a group of 50 people very easily today. The problem is there is no differentiation there anymore. So you need to start thinking about new ideas so they become complex again.
And that is where you believe that with your software and your partner's ability to both develop and implement, you will be able to actually give marketeers a much better return on investment by investing in your.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And that is the driving factor, right? So the technology is just a kind of engine to ensure that your customers get a better.
Well, I mean, like I said earlier, it was a good compliment. All the business tracks were full. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And if you have a real product, if you're doing real stuff, then you have good technical tracks. Period. So
for sure,
what we are doing is not easy either. It's not like, we'll quickly generate this and we'll quickly put something into place. But yeah, it's really enabling marketeers. It's being able to leverage data. It's able to leverage existing systems, because, like I said, everybody here the past 10 years around the table has invested in some kind of software. Could be e-commerce, could be DAM, could be CRM, could be whatever. Yeah. The question is now, how can I leverage that and how can I take it to the next level? And that's where we come into place with the Universal Graphics Engine.
I love that final statement.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kevin.